And this old woman, she's standing outside on her porch, and as she sees me, she just freezes. Like, she is terrified. Like, she has never seen a black person in her life, and then my heart just starts beating out of my chest. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can already tell by the title, today's video is going to be about the time that I got bullied at Disney World. Yes, the happiest place on earth to some, but for me, it was the place that I got bullied. And if you want to be nosy and find out everything that happened on my family trip to Disney World last week, then okay, I'm gonna start off by telling you a little history about my family and how this trip came about. I have a stepmom and I have a stepdad. Both of my parents are remarried, so me and all of my sisters were at my dad's house and we were just hanging out. He was like, hey, guess what, girls, we're all going to Disney World. We were all so excited. We're like, oh my gosh, we're going to Disney World. Okay, and so as it got closer to time for us to go to Disney World, we were all planning, we were packing everything, getting new clothes for the trip, and the subject of this video, let's see, for the purposes of this video, we are going to call her Big Bully. So Big Bully texted me and all my sisters, and she's like, hey girls, I'm so excited that you are all going on this trip. I love y'all so much. If there's anything that y'all need for this trip, just let me know. I'll get it for you guys. So we're thinking that everything is going to be all good, right? Nah, keep watching. So the day of a road trip, we were all driving. We were divided into 3 cars, and yeah, so we took off, got there safely. Obviously, we made some food stops along the way because who's just gonna drive 15 hours straight? Not this girl. I mean, I wasn't even driving, but who's gonna sit for 15 hours straight? Y'all got me messed up. But anyways, so when we get into the house, we got there. I think that we got there on Sunday night, and so we were just really tired. We got into the house and everything was cool. The first night they were all playing hide and go seek in the dark, but me, I went straight to sleep. I was like, I don't have time to be playing no games. I'm tired, and so I knocked out. And the following 2 days, everything was still just chill. Like on that Monday, we just chilled in the house, all hung out in the pool. And then that Tuesday, we went to explore a little bit around, we were living in Davenport, Florida. We explored a little bit around there, and we went to the mall. And then the next day is when it starts to get a little crazy. So, as I said, the next day is when the atmosphere of the whole house begins to shift a little bit. Some of the people that came were not as prepared as my dad was as far as with them and the places that they had planned on going, but my dad said that we were here for a week, that we weren't just going to be sitting in the house all day. So he said that we could all go to Universal Studios. Everyone was not prepared to go, so he just took me and my sisters, and I understand that some people were a little bit upset about that, but I mean, at the same time, we're getting to stay in this beautiful house with the pool. We're in Florida. There's no reason to be walking around with an attitude, but some people did not see things that way. Okay, and then so the next day, this is when Big Bully's true colors started coming out. So we were all going to Miami Beach. We were so excited. This was my first time ever going there. We all put on our swimsuits, piled out into the car, and then my dad said, hey, my cousin lives close to Miami, so let's stop and visit him. So everyone was like, cool, let's go visit them. But as I said before, the atmosphere of the house changed, so a few people were still not happy with us. So while we were driving, they were angry driving. They were just doing everything angry. So they sped up in front of my dad, not knowing which way to go. They decided to speed up in front of him, and then he calls him. He's like, hey, we're about to miss the turn. The turn is like right there. The exit is like right there. So then they speed all the way across the freeway, trying to get off the freeway to this exit, and they still miss it. So then my dad misses out on going to his cousin's house, but then they're the ones with an attitude. So we get to the beach, and there's like a divide, and they just have an attitude. And me and my sisters, we're just chilling. We're like, you know, it is what it is. We're in Florida. We're not about to be walking around with an attitude. Okay, so now I'm going to rewind it, take it back a little bit, and take y'all back to everything that was going down at the house. yeah, this is where Big Bully's true colors were really coming out. So at the house, they decided that we were going to have chores. Some people were in charge of cooking, and then the other people were in charge of cleaning up. And then each person had a day to clean up. So my sisters and I, we had the very first day that they cooked, which was Monday, we had to clean up the kitchen, and we were fine with that. Okay, we're all chipping in, we're all taking turns. And then the next day, there were another set of sisters there, and they cleaned up the kitchen, and we're like, okay, this is fine, everyone's taking turns. So then we're thinking that the next day someone else is gonna take the kitchen, but no, it's back to us again. We said, you know what, we're in Florida, hello, we're happy to be here, we're just gonna do it, it's not a big deal. So then I'm in the kitchen washing the dishes, and my sister is sweeping up, and my other sister, I think that she fell asleep early that day, I can't quite remember. And so Big Bully is in the living room sitting down while I'm cleaning up, and then someone comes into the kitchen, and my family calls me Lily. So she was like, oh, Lily, I didn't know that you were over here washing the dishes. She wasn't saying it like it was a big deal, like I shouldn't be washing the dishes. She was just saying, like, I didn't know that you were over here washing the dishes. So Big Bully comes into the situation. Nobody was talking to her. She comes in, she's like, of course she's washing the dishes. Everybody around here is gonna help out. People aren't just gonna be sitting around doing nothing. And then she walks away and she's mumbling stuff under her breath about me. Like, and I'm just like, this is really like not that serious. And then that's when it just all starts everything just starts going downhill from there. Okay, so throughout the duration of the trip, after we all went to Universal Studios, she just started singling out, Big Bully started singling out me and my sisters, and was just treating us different from everyone else. And another example of that was my sisters were in the kitchen getting some water, and she was just yelling all the time for no reason. She was like, don't come in here in this kitchen. Y'all need to go around. Yes, I'm talking to y'all too. Go around. She's yelling at little girls like this, and I'm just standing over here in the corner like, is this really called for? And if it had just been those two incidents, I would have been cool, but it just keeps going on and on and on. So basically, Big Bully was just walking around the house, stomping with her big bully feet, terrorizing everybody that come into her path, walking around with an attitude. And so I was just trying to stay as far away from her as possible. I stayed in my room most of the time that we were in the house because I just didn't want to deal with it. I'm not a person that likes to be around negative energy. My sisters, they weren't really letting her get to them at all. Like, they were just chilling. They were in the pool trying to have a good time, trying to make a positive out of a negative situation, which I really commend them for. And they were just playing in the pool, playing with the ball. And the way that the pool in the house was set up, there was a big pool area, and then there was a little jacuzzi area off to the side. So she was sitting in there, drinking, doing whatever she do. And my sisters were out there playing with the ball, and then so I guess the ball accidentally ends up going to the jacuzzi side of the pool, and instead of just picking up the ball and throwing it back to them, she has to snap at them and say, if this ball come over here one more time, everybody in this pool is going to bed. Like, really? Like, why do you always have to have an attitude about every little thing? And then, so I'm just like, this is just ridiculous. So my sisters ended up coming in from the pool earlier than they normally would have because they were just so sick of her and her attitude. Okay, and then so the next incident, and someone comes up to me making a joke about Big Bully, and I'm already not feeling all cool about Big Bully right now. I'm not about to sit around joking with her, anything like that, because I'm over her at this point. And so someone comes up to me and they was like, yeah, they didn't say Big Bully, they obviously said her name, but they were like, yeah, Big Bully, she is a hater, isn't she? Didn't you know that? And I was like, no, I didn't know that. And then Big Bully just snapped. She gets an attitude, sitting on the couch. She was like, what did she say? What did she say over there? And I was like, I said, no, she didn't. And she was like, oh, I was about to say, like, she was going to do something to me. I'm like, this woman is crazy. Okay, and then after that, I just decided, okay, I'm just going to stay away from her. I started to get really upset. I even went outside that night by myself, walking around the neighborhood, like, just to get some air, just to get away from this, just trying to figure out, like, is there anything that I did to this woman to make her keep treating me like this? So then I called my mom, and then she's like, you know what, just don't let her get to you. You're in Disney World. You need to just have a good time and just basically kill her with kindness. Because I was basically putting myself in danger walking around at night in a strange neighborhood. And I realized that I made a bad decision doing that because as I was walking, it was drizzling outside. So I had on a black raincoat with a hood, a black hoodie, and I'm a black person, not a good combination. An old woman, she's standing outside on her porch, and as she sees me, freezes. Like, she is terrified. Like, she has never seen a black person in her life, and then my heart just starts beating out of my chest. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to hurry up and get back to the house. Like, I don't know if she's gonna pull out a gun. I know they have a stand your ground law out here. So I'm putting myself in danger over this woman that is walking around with an attitude for no reason. So I just recommend for anybody, if you're ever in a situation like this, just don't let someone get to you that much. Like, just try to have a good time and kill them with kindness, and don't ever put yourself in danger. Okay, so then the next day we went to Disney World. Everybody went to Disney World, and we were just excited to be going. It wasn't my first time going to Disney World. I was in band in high school, fun fact. And we went to Disney World my senior year, and we played there. But yeah, so we all get to Disney World, everything's cool. I'm like, I'm not gonna let her get to me. Like my mom said, I'm just gonna have a good time, and I'm just gonna ignore her. So I started pulling out my camera. I was even vlogging a little bit on the trip, which you will see on my channel very soon. And yeah, I was just walking around, and then so when we get there, she decides that she wants to be nice all of a sudden. And I'm like, okay, you know, that's cool or whatever, but like, the type of person that I am, I just can't change with someone else's moods. Like, not one minute we're going to be cool, and the next minute you're going to have an attitude. I just can't deal with that. I would rather just stay away from you. I'm not going to give her an attitude back, obviously, but I just want to stay away from you. I want you to just keep your distance from me. So she decides that she wants to come over and take a picture of me and my sister, and I just can't be fake, so I'm not smiling for the picture or anything. Like, I'm kind of just standing there. And then so she got an attitude about that. And then she walks away and she's mumbling stuff under her breath about me again. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. Like, I'm just still just ignoring her. I'm like, I'm going to have a good time. And then while we are at Disney World, the whole time that we were with her at Disney World, she's walking around with an attitude. We're literally in the happiest place on earth, and you're walking around with an attitude. And getting mad, walking slow behind a group, rolling your eyes, saying this and that underneath your breath. And it's like, I realized that, like, she's the one that's upset and angry. I don't have to also be upset and angry. So I was being nice. I was being nice to her family, and I was being nice. There was a little girl there. we're gonna call her Jay. She was really sweet, and she was just all up under me, trying to be next to me. And I was like joking with her and playing with her. But then every time Big Bully saw her next to me, she came up to her and was like, Jay, get over here. Do not stand over there. Like, basically telling her not to stand by me. Because I guess I'm just such a terrible person. You can't have children standing next to me. Like, I guess it's just that serious. But I even just let that go. And I was just like, I'm just going to enjoy myself. Okay, so, and then after that, we just walked around Disney World a little bit. The whole group was staying together. But then we went inside somewhere to take a picture with Minnie. And my dad and my sisters were at the end of the line, and then they somehow were ahead of us in line. So then after they got done, we thought that they would be outside waiting for us, but they left. But you know what, it actually turned out to be great, because after that we got to go throughout Disney World, do everything that we wanted to do, and we just had a really good time. And so basically then after that was our last day at the house. And yeah, so then the next day we were packing up because we had to be out by 11 o'clock. We get up early. Big Bully's running around the house telling everybody get up. Everybody needs to get up. I was already up because I wake up early anyways. So I was already up. I was getting my stuff together, and then I just brought all my stuff downstairs. And then so I decided that I would be nice. I saw Big Bully cleaning up in the kitchen, so I went to Big Bully and I said, hey, is there anything that I can do to help you clean up? I was trying to be very genuine and sincere. And then she looks at me, she was like, no. And then she like flips her hair and walks away from me and goes up to another girl and asks her to help her. So I was like, whatever, I don't even care. I just want to get out of here. So then I bring all of my stuff downstairs. I bring all of my sister's stuff downstairs. I'm like, get dressed, y'all. Like, we just need to get out of here. Like, hurry up, get dressed so we can get out of here. So then they all get dressed, and we're just like waiting by the door. And then my dad comes up to me and he was like, hey, can you go ask Big Bully, does she know where the toothpaste is? So I go up to Big Bully, and then I'm just like, oh my gosh, I really don't want to talk to her. She just got an attitude with me 5 minutes ago, but I just asked her anyway. So like, I went up to her. Like, I didn't go all the way that close to her, but I was just like, hey, my dad said, do you know where the toothpaste is? And she was like, it's by the stairs. And so I told him, I was like, it's by the stairs. So he's just over there rustling around, looking for it. And I'm like, hey, did you find it yet? And I'm saying that loud enough so she can hear, so she can know, like, hey, you didn't find the toothpaste. I'm like, hey, did you find it yet? And then he was like, no, I don't see it. And then she just kept yelling, it's by the stairs. It's by the stairs. I told her to tell you it's by the stairs. And he was like, yeah, she told me that, but all I see is this suitcase. Where is the toothpaste? And I do understand that those words rhyme. Okay, big deal. And then so she was like, she didn't say, where's the toothpaste? She said, where's the suitcase? And I didn't correct her. I was like, okay, she wants to be right. It's not a big deal. But my dad decided to correct her. He said, she didn't say toothpaste. She didn't say suitcase. You might have thought that she said suitcase, but she said toothpaste. And then she was like, no, she didn't. She said suitcase. And I'm just standing here, and I'm like, she's really standing next to me screaming this loud over something that she heard wrong, instead of saying, hey, I'm sorry, I thought that you said suitcase. She's over here getting an attitude with me. I'm just standing here like I'm in disbelief. And then she's like yelling up the stairs and this, that, and the third thing. And then she pulls the toothpaste out of her bag and then she throws it up the stairs and hurls it at my dad. I'm just like, oh my god, this is ridiculous. So I said, okay. I told my sister, I'm like, okay, we're getting out of this house. So then we take all of our stuff outside, and then we're just going to go wait outside until it's time to go. They don't want us to help clean up. They don't want us around. They don't want to look at us. We don't want to look at y'all, so we're just going to stand outside and wait here. And then so my dad comes outside. He's like, why are you guys standing outside? Y'all don't have to wait outside. And then we just didn't say anything because it's like just that, like you can just tell like what was going on, like why we just didn't want to be in there. And then he was like, okay. So then my dad, he comes back outside, and then we just all started loading up the truck. He was like, you know what? Let's just go. And then we left them. And like usually like the way that all of our, every time we drive, they all follow my dad. But yeah, we left them. Sorry, like you guys had an attitude. So we packed up our stuff and we went and we left them in Florida. I mean, obviously they all had cars. They could figure out how to get home, just like we did. We left them. Yeah, my dad, he even called and checked on them. They still had their little, some of them still had their little attitudes. Like, I don't want to make it seem like everyone that we went on a trip with had an attitude. It was mainly Big Bully. Everyone else was pretty much cool. I mean, I can understand people having a little attitude here and there. We were all 15 of us in a house with 5 bedrooms. You know, everybody's not going to be happy 24/7. But the way that Big Bully was acting was just outrageous. And I didn't tell you guys everything because, you know, I don't want to put everyone's business out there. But I did give you guys a little taste of how me and my sisters got bullied. So basically, guys, the moral of the story is just to kill them with kindness. She walked around the whole trip with an attitude. No one did anything to her. She walked around with an attitude for no reason. That was her choice. I could have chosen to sink to her level and had an attitude as well, but I didn't. Me and my sisters, we had a good time. It was a very memorable trip, and I'm so happy that we went. Yeah. And so thank you guys for watching the story of how myself and my sisters got bullied at Disney World, the happiest place on earth. Yeah, so I thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys have any similar experiences about someone, that one person that just came and ruined everything for everyone, please tell me about it in the comments down below. I would love to hear your stories. And give this video a thumbs up. Hit that like button for me. Have your big homie sit on the like button for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get a lot of likes on this video. Please share the love. And yeah, just thank you guys so much for watching. Bye. Can you move out of the light a little bit? Like the window.
Oh. Get out of my light.
Oh, I just sounded sick. Stop it.